Now, ladies and gentlemen, the third season of Night Gallery was mostly miss. There was some good episodes there, and one of them for a lot of fans of Geraldine Page, who beside Joanna Pettit was one of the big stars of Night Gallery. Pettit appeared in 4 episodes, Geraldine in 3, of course, Sins of the Fathers and Stop Killing Me. The Something in the Woodwork episode was kind of like a comic book version, like Tales of Unexpected. We talk about ghosts and stuff like that. Now, some people really enjoyed it. Some people didn't get it. I got it, and we're going to talk a little bit about it today. Now, we're quoting again from the great David Jewell blog, davidjewell.wordpress.com, when he talks about Night Gallery. Thank you, David. I know it's been a few years since you did it, but we always reference you when we can because you did some good work. Now, in this episode, which was Season 3, Episode 11, appeared second week of 1973, January. Page plays a lonely alcoholic ex-wife, again in her third Night Gallery appearance. And she's pretty well the main reason why to see this one. Now, the teleplay was by Rod Serling, which based on the story Housebound by R. Chetwynd Hayes. Directed by Edward M. Abrams, where Geraldine Page as Molly Wheatland, Leif Erikson as Charlie Wheatland, Paul Jenkins as Joe Wilson, Jonathan McMurtry as Jamie Dillman, and Barbara Rhodes as Julie. Now in this one, Molly's divorced from her husband Charlie, and she has recently moved into a bargain price house, the low asking price being due to supposedly being haunted. A typical Night Gallery and, Tales of the Unexpected trope. Now, handyman Joe, played by Paul Jenkins, has just finished up some work, and Molly, desperate for company, insists he stay for a cup of coffee and conversation. Joe is anxious to leave, sensing how clingy and, of course, tipsy Molly is. She wants him to do one more thing before he leaves, open a door to the attic. Joe has heard the stories about the house is haunted. Allegedly, a bank robber was shot to death by police there years ago, but reluctantly agrees to her requests. Molly then wanders the attic and comes upon a spirit. Sadly, the spirit is realized in a most low-budget and therefore non-frightening way. According to Jewell, I think it works. Now, according to Jewell, we vaguely see it in the mirror, and for whatever reason, director Abrams has the actor speak in a dull monotone. Not scary, merely disinterested. Now, to seek vengeance upon the man who left her alone, Molly invites her ex-husband over to surprise him for his birthday, but he can't stay as he has a young woman waiting for him in the car. This infuriates Molly, whose jealousy kicks in overdrive. She claims she didn't really want him to stay, that she has friends of her own and doesn't need his company. Now, Charlie, her ex, thinks she's gone off the deep end, pretty much, and says he will be back sometime soon to try to get her the help she obviously needs. Molly retreats to the attic and asks the spirit living in the woodwork there for help. The spirit's response, a monotone, "Leave me alone." Molly says unless the spirit helps her, she'll burn down the house and the spirit with it. I don't know if that's a plot point. Can you burn out a spirit by setting a place on fire? I don't know. The spirit doesn't know what to do, not a truly malevolent spirit, really just an disinterested one. Molly helpfully suggests frightening him to death. Now, when Charlie next arrives, he flat out tells her she's insane. Now, Geraldine Page can play insane with the best of them, and literally she's 4/5 there. She denies this and dares him to go up to the attic. Humoring her, Charlie agrees. We then hear the cry and the sound of a body collapsing to the floor. Molly, satisfied, pours herself another martini. Then she hears the sound of feet descending the stairs. When she looks up, she sees that it's a Charlie, but he seems to be in a bit of a trance. He speaks, but it's the monotone voice of the spirit who says, "Charlie is no longer with us, Mr. or Mrs. Wheatland. He's in the attic room, moving around, getting used to things. Why didn't you leave me alone? There was peace in the woodwork." Then Charlie, the spirit, descends towards Molly, who lets out a scream as we end in freeze frame. Now, Geraldine Page can take what I call a redundant or mediocre script and make it tremendous. Now, I found this on first viewing. I didn't really get it. I have season 3 on DVD, but as the season went on, I found that Rod Serling and Geraldine Page were good for each other in episodes like this. I honestly think only Geraldine Page could kind of play that character. Now, Ghost was a big part of the Night Gallery family for years, whether seen or unseen. But like I said, this is not really a Night Gallery episode. It's Tales of the Unexpected, kind of a anthology you would see in the 1960s or 70s. if I'm not mistaken, is one of Rod Serling's last scripts for Night Gallery, and I think it was left over from season 2 because it seems a little bit tacked on, where you know what's going to happen, you know it's not going to end well for everybody involved. But Leif Erikson, a very underrated actor, but Geraldine Page, you know, she's done a lot, won every award an actor can win, and you know, but to see her, you know, Sins of the Father, boys, pretty heavy. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here, we're on a Night Gallery podcast. Let us know with a like, comment, or subscribe, or share. And don't forget, if you have requests, I think I've done most of the great episodes of season 1 and season 2, but third season I try to keep away with because it gets hard for me to say anything positive with the third season because there wasn't much there. 2.5 stars out of 4, and for certain people who are into that type of thing, the gothic horror, maybe it might have been better if the characters were a little bit younger. It's sort of like old hag, old man horror that was very prevalent in the 1960s, you know, Baby Jane and on. But if you look at, again, Ghosts, Tales of the Unexpected, all the DC imprints, House of Mystery, it's a comic book come to life, and for that, it deserves 2.5 stars. Thanks for listening. Bye.